Right? First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Al Shah, Bashim Al Kagadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace, salutation to the brother doing his work in sincerity and in truth. The hopeful elected brother that's wait, praying for every day for Yahweh Bashim Al Shah to return so we can get out this place. Peace, salutation to you. Right. So I was through the spirit. It was just just thinking and pondering on how the Most High just basically severed us from all the rest of the nations, and how how Israel was basically deemed as so special to Yahweh Shemel Shai to the point where He would give them a kingdom, royal, and make them royal priesthood, and that's basically the sons of Israel, through the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai. The spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai is just actually one of just on the men of the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai, which is on the men of Yahweh Shemel Shai. That the reward is the kingdom, and basically you're basically better than the rest of these nations, and the rest of the nations don't like it, So as we go through the every day, these damn devils think they got the whole world thinking that we're just niggas, but the Most High sees it differently, especially the elect. The elect is really at this moment with His care. Israel as a whole is what He said through the seed. He's gonna redeem all of Israel, but the elect is His care. So but we're holy priesthood. So let's get into it. This is Deuteronomy 76. It says, "For thou art a holy people unto the Lord." Let's go to that word holy. The holy people unto thy power, the Lord thy power, and the Lord thy power has chosen thee to be a special people unto Himself above all the people that are upon the face of the earth. Right. So let's go to that word holy. Holy. Well, Kadash. It says sacred. So we're sacred people. It says holy one, saint, set apart. So to be set apart from what? From the rest of the nations. We're a holy people to Yahweh Shemel Shah. Set apart from the rest of the nations, these heathens, etc. Right. So let's get to the word special. Special. Special mean Sagalah. It says possession, property, a value property, a peculiar treasure, a treasure. It says the feminine passive participle of an unused root, meaning to shut up, wealth. It's wealth, jewels, particular treasure, proper good, special, right? So it's a special priesthood to Yahweh Shemel Shai. This is, and Israel as a whole is looking like shit at this moment. And eventually we're going to sit off the dust. But actually, a nation that's not desired, but in the eyes of Yahweh Shemel Shah, we're a nation that's beautiful in His eyes. We may have filthy rags, but He still set us apart from the rest of the nations. But that's why the nations are coming against us. The nations are mad. Hey, you think they don't want this glorious reward that's gonna come with this, but through but nobody want to go through the hell that we went through either. So this is First Peter's. Let's go to First Peter's. First Peter's. So I can see a little bit. First Peter's 2:9. First Peter 2:9. It says, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of Him who have called you out of the darkness into a marvelous light. Right. So the elect is going to be the elect is which is the men of Yahweh Shemel Shah, men of the Lord, and our special people, the chosen people, man. That's secular from all the rest of the nations. At this time, all Israel is not of Israel. So we we so through the Spirit, the Most High is going to keep the elect, but Israel as a whole is going to be saved also through the elect. The elect men become children out of those men. Because if we go with the word, let's go with chosen. Let's go chosen first. It says chosen, you collect those, picked out, chosen, right? So they chosen by who? Yahweh Shema Shah, to obtain salvation through Yahweh Shah, right? So, hey, when Yahweh Shah went up, went on that cross, he was to save the elect, right? It says the Christians. It says Christians. We already know what that means. Are called, chose, or elect of Yahweh. The Messiah is called elect and appointed by Most High to the most exalted office conceivable. Choice select, i.e., the best of its kind or class. Yep, the best of its kind or class or excellence, preeminence. Right, applied to the certain individual of basically, of the anointed. So, we know through the Spirit it's the elect who's being called at this moment. So to get a couple more words out of here. Let's go to royal. Let's go to the word royal. It's the Greek is basilos means to royal, kingly, regal. Right. So a king, royal, and is royal. The estate of a king is basically the man who basically leads the people, or a leader of a people. And that's what the elect is. So let's go to another word in here. Let's say priesthood. Priesthood is the office of a priest. Is here at Yoma. He are at Yoma. Right? So it says the office of a priest or the order of a body of priests, right? So let me read that scripture again. It says, "But you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth praises of him who hath called you out of the darkness into the marvelous light." So Yahweh Shema Shah called men out of this darkness who was in the world, who heard that calling and came out of this thing. So it's special. It's a special priesthood, an order of a man that's extraordinary. Who are not ordinary, who are not plain, who are valued in the eyes of Yahweh Shema Shah. This is Exodus chapter 19 and 6. Exodus chapter 19 and 6 says, ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. Right? So this word children right here, the word children means ban, means sons. The male child. Son, grandson, child, member of a group. Son, male, child, grandson, children, plural. Is plural to male? Well, it's going into female, but as the word son goes, bun goes into the son. The word son, It says, sons, the characteristic of sons of justice. Let's skip down. Let's see. It says a son, a builder, as a builder of a family name. Now, how was that? A son is the one who has the family line. Men have the family line. So the women do not. The seed of a man creates the nation of that child. Whatever that man is whatever that child is, no matter what color that child is. But this is according to the Yahweh Shema Shah. We're holy people. And it says through the words unto here, it says unto the children of Israel, which the word children on here means bond, which is sons, right? Okay, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 20. So it is just scriptures that basic scriptures on the elect. I mean, basically elect, and Israel as a whole being, as the men of the Lord. I mean, Israel as a whole to come back to those men of the Lord. Salakia. It says, verse 20, Deuteronomy 4:20 says, but the Lord has taken you and brought you forth out of the iron of furnace, out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt, to be unto him a people of inheritance, as ye are this day. So Israel is the people that Most High chose. This is the word for believe people. Let me close it up. This is yes for the word people. It says a nation. So it's a group that's talking about the whole of Israel as a whole. Nation, people, nation, persons, members of one people, compatriots, and a countryman, a kinsman, or kinsman or kindred. It says masculine noun. So, yeah, Yahweh Shemashah is going to bless Israel as a whole. So this whole thing is about the thing we had to go through. It says, let me read that again. It says, but the Lord has taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, which basically could be basically this, accounting to even Egypt we're in at this moment. Because Israel as a whole was taken out of the land of Egypt, but Egypt. They see the scriptures are twofold a lot of times. It's talking about this time and at that time back then. So Israel as a whole is be taken out, but the elect's gonna be taken out first. You know, so you got, like I always say, you got to go through the furnace to earn this, to get out of this place. But that's what the men of the Lord have to do. We're gonna go through tribulation and poverty and things of that nature. We're gonna come out of and through and hopefully we're gonna come out of it unscathed. Some of us gonna die. But some of us are gonna live and not see death. Let's go to Deuteronomy 14. Deuteronomy chapter 14 and 2. Deuteronomy 14:2, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord. Thy power, the Lord thy power, has chosen thee to be a peculiar people. Let's get the word peculiar unto himself above all nations that are upon the face of, upon the earth. So Israel is already known to be special to Yahweh Shema Shah of all nations on the earth. So it says peculiar mean sagala, which is the possession of property, value property, peculiar treasure. All right. So through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, we're set apart from the rest of these nations. Let's go to holy. Kodash, it says sacred. So sacred, holy one, saint, set apart. So set apart from who? The rest of the people on the earth. There's no way that Israel is even on the same level. We're let me get it out of Isaiah 40 and 15. Because the other nations are nothing to us. Yahweh Shema Shah. Hey, just fill her in at this time, man. Isaiah chapter 40 and 15. Isaiah 40 and 15, it says, behold, the nations are the drop of a bucket, and are counted as a small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the hours as a very little thing. So it says, verse 15 again, it says, but the nations are the drop of a bucket. So the nations are nothing to Yahweh Shema Shah. You got a bucket that's full of water and a little drop that comes out. Most High it's not even looked at. Most High don't even pay attention to that, and are counted a small dust in the balance. So, hey, if you have a scale, if you have dust on the scale, it doesn't even register. So these nations don't even register to Yahweh Shema Shah, only Israel. So the rest of the nations are nothing to Yahweh Shema Shah. There's no, they're spiritless. They have nothing that Yahweh Shema Shah is kind of. First of all, the promises were only made to Israel. You know, and he said is Israel are gonna inherit the whole earth. You know, the elect is going to inherit it, and that's through Yahweh Shah. That's why he went up on that cross for the elect. You know, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 26. Deuteronomy chapter 26. Deuteronomy 26 and 18. Deuteronomy 26 and 18 says, "And the Lord hath avouched thee this day to be a peculiar people, as he hath promised thee, and that he should keep all his commandments." Avouch, he said, to say, to speak. He spoke it. Utter, to say, to answer. So like it, the word is amar. It says to speak, to say, to speak, to utter, to say. That's what he said. To answer, to say in one's heart, to think, to command, to promise, to intend, to be told, to be said, to be called, to boast, to act proudly. You know, he said it. He said it proudly. Hey, they're my people. To avow, to avouch. Okay. It says, let me read that again. It says, the Lord has avouched. What's this to say? Which is the word amar. It says, avouch thee this day to be a peculiar. Let's get the word peculiar out of here. It says a possession, right? It says, has promised thee that thou shouldest keep all his commandments. Verse 19, to make thee high above all nations, which he hath made in praise in the name and honor, and that thou mayest be an holy people unto the Lord thy power, as he has spoken. Right. So, so it. So whatever he said, he promised, and what he promised, it's going to happen, and that's in the name of Yahweh Shema Shah. So as no matter what the rest of the people like Vocab Malone and Cherry Love, Cherry Love Cake, they don't. Whatever they're saying, it's just because the spirit of Satan is on the Israelites, G-Man and whoever else is coming against the name of the Lord and how about Shimon Shai. Even these guys on the secular, these low class Israelites groups, who's changing the doctrine up. There's still Israelite groups that's out there speaking the name and putting the vibration of Yahweh Shimon Shai, who's not changing the doctrine, or at least they're keeping the name and valuing the name and pushing the name, but they're not coming in the whole consistency of the name of Yahweh Shimon Shai. So, but the name of Israel is being pushed, the name of Yahweh Shimon Shai is being pushed out, and Israel is being known. Because, hey, look, now they're coming to us door to door. So they're going to come by and try to down us. Like we had some fake Jews, some Amalekites come out and try to act like because they told us that their family was in the furnace, which wasn't true. That they want to get up puffy and mad. We know it's not true. And on top of that, they knew that day that their family were not the Jews, but they just want to know. They just want to talk about the furnace. That they want to talk about them being cooked in there. The Spirit of the Lord says that didn't even happen. A lot of them died from a certain disease. But see, that's how the world is confusing the rest of the people. The world is out here trying to take down the fact that we're Israelites, and being and actually it makes the world mad that the Spirit of the Lord is bringing that stick together and bringing all the brothers together to claim the name of Israel. So hey, it's gonna get worse though too. So let's go to Isaiah 62:12. Isaiah 62 and 12. Isaiah 62 verse 12, and it says, and they shall call them the holy people. Holiness, it says apartness, holiness, sacredness, separateness. That's from the word Kadash. Kodash. It says apartness, sacred, holiness, of the Most High, of places, things set apart. So Israel is set apart, and separateness. So that's what really we should be separate from the rest of these nations, because we have a kingly spirit. We're royal people. We shouldn't be by the vermin. And that's the rest of these nations. It ain't no way that we're going to get in together and start holding hands with the white man and the Esau and the rest of the nations. We're not going to sit there and be having the Ammon as our buddies sitting in our house. Because in the kingdom of heaven, ain't none of that happen. They're going to be servants. And where do a servant go? To his quarters. Brothers going to dwell in peace forever after that. Because when they mix in with us, it's turmoil. So, hey, this is just a big lesson Yahweh Shema Shah showed us how the wicked live, and we can't go that way. It should read it again, verse 12, and they should call them the holy people, the redeemed. So these are people redeemed. They had to be brought back. So that means the rest of the world it was not brought back. When it says in the land of Egypt, when we came out the fiery furnace of the land of Egypt, who was the only one in there? The Israelites at that time. To redeem as your kinsman, redeemer, revenge. Yeah, so Most High is going to revenge from these damn the rest of these nations coming against us. Ransom, do the part of a kinsman, and the act of kinsman, do the part of next of kin, act as kinsman, redeemer. Yep. So that's the word gawal, ga'al, the word ga'al, to redeem. Alrighty. This is Amos 3 and 2. So like it. Amos 3 and 2. Okay, not see. Amos 3 and 2. It says, you only have I known. Let me read it from verse 1. It says, hear the word of the Lord that has, hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I have brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, so who only one came out of the land of Egypt? This is from the Lord. So the rest of the nation the world cannot take part in this redemption that Yahweh Shema Shah is going to bring and put Israel back in the place of a holy nation that's separate and above all nations on the face of the earth, who are only a drop of a bucket. They can't come out of this and think they're going to be unscathed from the damage that they did to us. Hey, we're gonna have to give them that ass whooping like they gave us, and that was through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah that whooped our ass. But hey, Yahweh Shema Shah can have mercy on who he got mercy, and he do what he will. Shoot, you can't tell the potter what he can do to the clay. So you just the clay. And we gonna build you. We gonna whoop your ass. We gonna shatter you vases. We gonna shatter whatever you got. We gonna shatter you the rest of you nations, and we gonna put you in subjection. So let's go to Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy chapter 28. Verse 9. Deuteronomy 28:9 says, the Lord has established, the Most High has established, Akia. Established is kawum. Kawum. It says to rise, arise, rise up, stand up, to rise, to arise. It says hostile sense. Hey, and the sense is going to have to be hostile against the rest of the nations. To arise, become powerful, right? To arise, come on onto the scene, stand to maintain oneself, to establish, to confirm, to stand, to endure, to be fixed, to be valid, to be proven, to be proven. Yahweh Shema is going to prove. To fulfill, to persist, and persist, to be set, to be fixed, to fulfill, to confirm, ratify, establish, impose, to rise up, to raise oneself, raise up, to cause, to arise, rise, to set, to rise, to set up, to erect, build. Gonna stand up strong. To rise up, bring on the scene, to rise up, rouse. They're gonna rouse it up, stir up, investigate, to rise up, to constitute, to cause, to stand, to set, nation, to establish, to make binding. To carry out. You're gonna carry out to give effect to. So it's good. Hey, look, Most High it said, and the scripture said, the Lord shall establish. Hey, you're gonna erect, you're gonna build, you're gonna confirm. Man, the holy people, his valued property. It says unto himself, as he has sworn unto thee. So it was sworn. So the promises of Yahweh Shema Shah is going to always be there, man. And we believe that, right? It says Shabbat. Shabbat. It says to swear to adjourn, to swear, take oath, to swear. Let's say Yahweh by himself, to curse, to cause to take an oath. He took an oath. And he's not going to promise something that he ain't going to do. Like the song, I never make a promise. I can't keep. He can't. Yahweh Shema Shah is the keeper of promises. It's just us as men who don't keep our promises. Okay, this is you know what? Let's go back there. It says, and all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee. So in the kingdom of heaven, hey, look, they gonna know. Actually, the Most High is gonna show He gonna show some of his men some of that power, man. And these nations gonna know. That's why he said in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, and paraphrase a little bit. These basically the men. Let me get it out the book real quick. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and favorite scripture. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 and 2. It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of their salvation, so far beyond all that they have looked for. They're gonna be like, wow. And as you go on to say, well, they counted with the men. Yeah, these men that you call niggas was the ones that you had to be that was counted with the Lord. So hey, we don't worry about what Vocab Malone doing. Cherry loves cake, and then the other guy, we don't worry about that. We know our faith is strong, So hey, the due time, hey, they gonna see it. And the strangers of our salvation. Why they came around the brothers' camps and thinking that they're gonna confound brothers that's in this work. Oh, we supposed to come and talk with dialogue. No, you're not coming in peace. You're coming and trying to make brothers look bad. So hey, brothers not gonna just come peaceful. We're gonna come and show you that we have a kingly spirit. Let's go to 1 Peter 2 and 5. You're not gonna just come around us and think we're gonna bend down and bend forward because you can't. Hey, you let the ITR guys do that. You let the other groups do that, not us. This is 1 Peter 2 and 5. You also as lively stones and built up a spiritual house and holy priesthood to offer up the spiritual sacrifice acceptable to the Most High by Yahweh Shai. So hey, we gonna have to sacrifice. The men of the Lord have to sacrifice, and through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, and He's gonna protect us in one way or another. The Most High has promised that we're gonna be in the kingdom of heaven and you know, and not and it was promised from the beginning. So there's no way that our faith is not going to believe in that because we've been in the Lord, and that's what Yahweh Shai did to redeem us back to Him, man. To redeem us back to the Father. Let's go there real quick. This is Romans 9. Romans 9 is 1. It says, I say the truth in Yahweh Shai, I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Spirit that I have great heaviness and continuous sorrow in my heart. For I wish I could be accursed from Yahweh Shai for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites. All right. To whom pertaineth the adoption to come back, to adopted is to be let's see, let's get the word adopted. Adopted the sons with that relationship with Yahweh by Shema Shai says the word is in the Greek. He or S-E-I. He or S-E-I. It says that a relationship with the Most High was pleased to establish between himself and the Israelites. Right, that's it. And preference to all other nations. So over all other nations, it was preferred over all the rest of the nations. So that's what to be adopted back to Yahweh Shema Mashah. So it's adoption and the glory, right? Which is what? The glory is what? It says in the Greek, daka. It says opinion, judgment, view. It's estimate whether good or bad concerning someone. A thing that belonging to the Most High. Well, let's go down here. It says magnificence, excellence, preeminence, and dignity, grace, and majesty. It says the kingly majesty which belongs to Him as supreme ruler. Majesty in the sense of absolute perfection of the deity. So basically, it was just basically that it was the glory of the Yahweh Shema Shai was being established. Through the bringing back through Him. It says covenant and the giving of the law and the service of the Most High and the promises. So let's get that word promises. An announcement. Promise, the act of promising, promise giving or to be given. So the promise, the giving was given to who? The Israelites, right? The promise and promise good or bad. Good, Salakim, good or good, that's Satan. A promise, good or blessing. So this is a blessing. And let me get the word, Salakim, let me go to the word. Angela, Leah, Angelo, Fnlei, Epangela, Come. So, hey, ain't no way the rest of these nations gonna get this promise. But you are holy. We are holy people. In the name of Yahweh Shema Shai, we bless. And with that, I want to give our praise to Yahweh Shema Shai, Hashem Karkadash, double honors to the apostle and elders, great millstone, peace, salutation, your brother doing his work, and we almost out of here. Shalom.